skating, man. I can't fucking see. Genuinely, I can't fucking see at all. Because when I breathe, it goes up, you know? But you can wear this for an entire con. You can't see it, but I fucking love. I just walked in stream wearing it. It looks fucking good, doesn't it? And it fits me. Sure, my nose is a bit pointy, but also long hair kind of ruins it. Can't really zip it down because of it. If I had shorter hair, which I probably won't get, I could see me like going to cons with this on, with a proper suit. That'd be ridiculously fun. But in winter cons, it'll be fun with the mask on like this. But is it worth $260? I think so, because good cosplay stuff are expensive. $260 just for a mask? I don't know though. Oh yeah. Every time I go upstairs in my room, I just look at it like, this is just so funny to me. But it's so cool at the same time. You know? Like, any Spider-Man fan would be like, oh, that's fucking sick. I think my brother would be like, oh, that's fucking cool as well. But, this is way better than the fucking trophy I got last time. But, yeah. You can see my skin starting to peeling. I'm kind of covering it with the water to make it less rippy. But, you also can see the mark it makes. This mask makes. Yeah. He's fucking fire in the fucking freezer, mate. I'm sorry, but like, I understand it's like a design, a breed, but like, basically selling your dog's semen for $25,000 is fucking ridiculous. Legitimately. Imagine this fucking dystopia ass fucking world where humans have the ability to buy like male celebrities semen to make their own kids with. That's essentially what that is. Sure, you can't really compare a dog to a fucking human, but like, imagine that. And like, the entire thing about like biological father, to have them in your life will be non-existent because you know you're related to this celebrity. However, that celebrity will never be in your life. Sure, maybe at some point be like, here are all your like that I think I just had an insane movie idea. Alright, this might be weird, but I just thought of this and how insane it'd be if it happened in real life, but it would probably be a cool movie idea, at least. I don't know if it's a thing or if someone wrote a book about it or if it's like a George Orwell type idea, but like, I was just watching a thing on Snapchat about how they're selling their dogs their star studs breeding for like $25,000, and I'm like, imagine a celebrity can sell their semen and people will buy it to make their own kids with. Imagine that dystopia fucking world, because it's kind of the same thing, you know. They're paying $25,000 for animal semen for their dog to get another type of dog. Imagine if humans fucking do that. You know how insane and crazy that'd be? Like, oh, I wish my kid's biological father is Chris Hemsworth, and you can do that. That'd be such a fucked up film or idea or book, and like how it's just common knowledge, like everyone you know is descendant, everyone you know is like related to celebrities, but you would never meet them. That's just think about it. Just think about it. It's like fucking something like what's that movie? Fucking not Manchurian Candidate. What is it? What is it? Fucking. It's the Tom Cruise movie. I fucking loved it. Minority Report. That's it. Minority Report. Like, it kind of feels like it would be this like the same type of prospect, type of world. But just imagine that. Just fucking imagine that. That'd be insane. If that could happen in real life, where like we have this ability to like do AI type of stuff and like somehow get synthetic like semen from celebrities or hypothetical egg as well. Be like, oh, we can grow our own celebrity at home and we can call it our fucking child. That'd be so weird. But it'd be such a cool fucking idea to put into a book or a film, you know? Like, I don't want to say I'm the only one who thought of this idea, but it's so fucking out there that it has to be original, right? Bear with me, you know? It's such a fucking weird idea. I have a band idea, but I don't want to fucking tell anyone about it because I mean, sure, if it does happen, it like in a nutshell, I can't be a part of it. That's how insane this idea is. And I want to search if there is a band called this because this is, I think. There is a couple artists with this name. What the fuck? Alright, then I'll beg. Then I'll beg. Alright. So, sure, I would be part of the writing process as well. But like, I feel that it's such a unique idea that I feel it could take off. Legitimately. Because everyone doesn't, no one would know. No one would know. Then everyone would know after a while, then they could, that'd be such a good idea. Such a good idea. Pardon me. Was my mic always one? I don't know. Anyways, let's continue this fuck. No. Before that, I can talk about what I watched last night. And what I watched last night was something I've seen before in recent history, but it was well over 2 years ago because I was planning to see the sequel in cinemas and I never did. And I was just waiting for the DVD to finally watch it, which I did. And I don't know why I didn't see it initially. I don't know why I waited so long. But, whoops. But Sonic the Hedgehog. This is a very good and wholesome movie. And, like, what's weird is that you know Sonic doesn't exist, and you know the drones look fake. Well, this is a movie, you put that aside, and be like, oh, it just looks like that. But, like, you know it's like an animated character in live action. You know, like, this being wouldn't look like this in real life. You know? I'm sorry, like, just it's not that realistic, but overall, the movie's so fucking good. I'm glad I rewatched it because part of me wasn't going to. It was just gonna go straight into the third movie, but it is a good fucking movie. It really is, and it is rewatchable. And like one of my main things about movies and TV shows is that when you come to rewatching it, it doesn't feel the same. You know, it doesn't feel. I don't have that like suspense or surprise. Be like, oh, this is when this happens. This is when that happens. Oh, I know this character dies, so I don't need to pay attention to them at the beginning of the movie. You know, like when you watch it blind, you're like everyone. You want to see everyone survive, but then when you like rewatch The Matrix, you don't care about half of the fucking crew. All you care about is Trinity, Neo, and Morpheus. Everyone else fucking dies because you don't care about them, basically. I know it's peely, and I can feel it. But this movie is just fun. I'm sorry, like I legitimately, I could see a kid that is 4 years old now loving this movie and saying it's their favorite movie of all time. Because if I grew up and this movie existed as the way it exactly is, I'd say it would be one of my favorite movies growing up, and I could watch it again and again and again. Imagine the Sonic trilogy will be like the Spider-Man trilogy for some kids. The Spider-Man trilogy, I grew up on that, watching that again and again and again and again. I could see kids doing that with this. And it's so good, and it's like, it's not like an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 film. It's perfectly rated on IMDb. It's like, it's a good film, but it's not groundbreaking or anything. It's just a good film. And that's what you want it to be. You don't want it to be the best film ever made. You don't want it to be a Shawshank Redemption. No. You want it to be a good, grounded Sonic film. And it is heartwarming, you know? And, like, when, like, the elements of, like, being alone, and he's been alone for 10 years, like, and now seeing the, sequel, you actually pay attention and be like, oh, the people who try to kill Sonic are fucking echidnas. I didn't know that, you know? So they're planting the seeds that Knuckles will be the enemy in the second one, and then Shadow is going to be the enemy in the third one. Like, what's weird is that the government, like, because the government knew about Project Shadow, right? But the government doesn't know about Sonic. So I don't really know how that makes sense. Also, apparently, I thought the rings being portals was a weird choice, but apparently they're a thing in the games. Like, since like the OG game, there's a certain ring you can teleport place to place. I didn't know that. If that was more of a premise in the games, like it is in like Rift Apart, Ratchet and Clank, it'd be pretty cool. It would be. But yeah, I don't want to ramble about this movie too long because I did a review on this movie a couple years ago. Now, this is besides Transformers. This is the first time, and the Marvels. This is the first time in recent history I rewatched a movie I watched only a couple years ago. And like part of me like wants to rewatch the Dark Knight movies and some of the Batman movies, and like I'm doing this because I can watch Knuckles. You know, in the next less than 20 days to smash out Knuckles, do those reactions for the YouTube channel. Which I still need to create that channel. By the way, I just need to do it. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. Like, do one episode of a show a day, or do multiple, like, record multiple a day, then just have a bunch just sitting so I can release them on a specific day of the week. Because if that's the case, and I do, like, one show a week, then that means it would take years for fucking, let's say, The Walking Dead to be done. I don't want to do that, because it would take 52 weeks to get through 52 episodes? Nah. So, maybe I could. Maybe at the maybe with the ones with not a lot of episodes, I could do like slower. But then the ones with a lot of episodes, I do maybe upload 2 a day. Whilst watching. I mean, I technically can still watch 1 a day. Just myself doing the episodes, but then when I feel I want to upload the video, I can just do it. That'd be a good idea. Anyways, Sonic 7 out of 10. That's fitting. My Sonic went fast. I don't know where it went though. It's gone. Disappeared forever. I need to get up. I need to go to the bathroom after stream because my ass does hurt. We still need to get this platinum for Ryan. Shadow the Hedgehog is back. Yeah, I need to start this tonight. I need to start this. The grind tonight. Start it. Nikolai Spetsko. Oh, I need to fucking message Nathan. I was meaning to. Ages ago.
Buckingham Palace. Hogwarts is fictional. Do you know that? It's important to me that you know that. Can't believe we're at Hogwarts!
Everyone's in the top 0.1%. I'm sorry, anyone who creates content for a specific app and has any following will always be in the top 1%. It's not a boasting thing, it's just fact. With me on YouTube having 500 subscribers, I'm already in like the top 10 percentile. You know, a lot of channels don't get over 5 subscribers because they're just viewing content. You know, and it's a weird thing to think about. So for OnlyFans, 0.1% is not that high. Like anyone that has maybe 1,000 subscribers is going to be that high. Genuinely. And the biggest creators are gonna have like fucking hundreds of thousands of monthly subscribers somehow. And I'm sorry, like, they're not making $500 a month. They're making way more a month.
No, that's Buckingham. Palace.
Ah, you fucking bitch. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Waffle, 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 blend. Waffle, one, waffle, two, three, waffle, four. Blend. What is that? What, Steven? Waffle, 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 blend. That was a Squidward bite. So gross. That's the weirdest texture I've ever felt. No. Let's forget it. What the heck happened? Waffle, waffle, waffle. That's the weirdest texture I've ever felt. Pickle juice, bear, vodka, Sprite.
I'm so glad I found this account again.
Bear. Vodka. Sprite. Pickle juice, bear, vodka, Sprite. No, oh no. I don't like that. No. Pickle juice, bear, vodka, Sprite. Can I do my loudest and longest no? No! Can I do my loudest and longest no? Hey guys. Who are you? Why is he normal on the building? Where's the 360? Not funny. How do I follow this man? Where is it? Water, tahini, 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 ice cream, strawberry, lemon, tahini, blueberries blended. Water, tahini, tahini, ice cream, strawberry, lemon, tahini, blueberries. That's blended. Hold on. Oh, wow. That's good. That's really good. Whoa, that's a cool color. I love that. Yes. Yeah, that's good. Woo. That is delicioso. I'm gonna rate that a 9.7 out of 10. Yes. Water, tahini, ice cream, strawberry.
I don't know why, it's just some part. Tahini, tahini.
Oreo. Heavy, cake. Vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, blended. Oreo. Heavy. Milk, banana. sake. Mango, tahini, milk, vanilla ice cream, tahini, blended. Mango, strawberry, ice cream, mango, kiwi, honey, ginger ale, tahini, blended. Strawberry, ice cream, mango, pour 'em all in there, kiwi, in a cup, oh yeah, honey, oh.
Tahine.
Peppy, what the? Peppy, lemon, tahine, chamoy, vanilla ice cream blended. Peppy, lemon. Milk, peeled banana, shattered chocolate unwrapped, blended. Milk. You got banana unwrapped or peeled or whatever it is, peeled banana. Peeled banana, okay, whatever, peeled banana. Then you got shattered chocolate, they're shattered, I don't know, shattered chocolate latte. Boom, okay, okay, glitter. Ooh, this looks yummy. Alright, let's try the shattered chocolate sweet banana thing. Let's go, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna read that like a...
Tahine. It's so funny to me. Tahine.
Nothing blended. Really? Come on. Nothing. Oh, thank you. What's that, dude? So weird, dude. So weird. You're weird. Wait, what's that, dude? What are you? Ducky. Nothing. Ooh. Nothing. Blended. Really? Come on.
Peppy. Tahine.
Water. Ice. Blended. Oh yeah. Got a big old jug of water. Water. Yummy water. Ice. What is in this? The black spot in there, the brown spot in my eyes. What the? In the cup. What's in that ice, dude? Come on, man. Glitter. Ooh, tornado in the water. That's crazy. Okay, let's try this ice water. It tastes like water. It tastes like water. Water. Ice. Blended. Oh yeah. Vodka. Skittles. Blended. Vodka. Ooh, yay, vodka. We love it. No. Skittles. Oh yeah, I love Skittles. We're so gas. All right. Get them all. I still feel you in there. Get 'em. There it is. Skittles. Ooh, I love Skittles. Oh, and Skittles. Boom. Look at that. Are you serious now? Look at that. Oh, it's funny. All right, let's let it back. Good. Ow. What the particles? I didn't expect it to be like tomato juice. I did red. But it's actually red. It's so weird. It's so strange. Oh, it smells like hand sanitizer. Straight up. It smells like hand sanitizer. Let's try it out, though. Oh, yeah. Woo, that's strong. Oh, woo. I don't like that. That's just bad. That's strong. Oh, man. Oh, the flavor is good, but it's just so strong. It's like hand sanitizer. You're gonna eat that. No. Vodka. Skittles.
Tahine.
Split it right. Mint leaves, lemon juice. Mint leaves blended. Split it right.
Taheen. Sorry, I'm sorry. Taheen. Taheen. I don't even know what the fuck taheen is. Does this like sound like sweet thing? Taheen is chili. Anymore. 30 years of fucking fun. Be my happy one. Where die? Well, I did. I don't want to feel a thing anymore. Taheen, taheen. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, baby, baby. Taheen, taheen. Ba 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 ba. I think the first thing I need to do is just all the challenges. Baby, baby, baby. Taheen, taheen. You can now buy the new skill time break. Ooh. Go for it. Let's do it.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You've gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
Oh. I did it. Oh. Ow. That weird. I think too much dessert. Teeth hurt.
First one to the finish wins.
Reach the goal before Knuckles does. Knuckles will burrow underground to get ahead.
You're not bad. Introducing Sega Saturn.
Reach the goal before Knuckles does. Knuckles will burrow underground to get ahead. Knock that big enemy out and use it as a platform.
Good shoot. I did it. If I could get this old hunter now, that'd be insane.
Get the power sneakers to increase your speed.
That's quick.
There are jump panels all over the place. Go ahead and jump away to your heart's content. Your boost gauge is 3 times bigger than usual, but this time it won't replenish. Reach the goal within the time limit by rationing out your gauge. Your boost gauge is 3 times bigger than usual, but this time it won't replenish. Reach the goal within the time limit by rationing out your gauge. to me. Just press the button to call me. You need to call Tails here to continue on. Grab hold of Tails and press the jump button repeatedly to... You need to call Tails here to continue on. Grab hold of Tails and press
What
the
if I
jump
do
button
this?
repeatedly to...
No, I have an idea that I can bypass it.
You need to call Tails here to continue on.
Nah, it doesn't let me.
You need to call Tails here to continue on. Grab hold of Tails and press the jump button repeatedly to fly through the sky. You can count on me. Yeah. Here goes. Yeah. You can count on me. Here goes.
What the fuck? It happened again.
Sonic. Ha. Ha. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What the fuck happened there?
You can count on me. Ha. Sonic. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Here goes. Ha. 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 Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah.
I still don't understand how Tails can spin with his tails. Doesn't it like wind up and like it's caught? Did it.
Open this item box to wrap Sonic in an Aqua Shield. Press the jump button again while jumping with the Aqua Shield activated to perform a bound jump. Open this item box to wrap Sonic in an Aqua Shield. Press the jump button again while jumping with the Aqua Shield activated to perform a bound jump.
Ah, I overestimated it. Ah, again, the same thing's gonna happen again. There we are. That's fine.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You've gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
Without doubt, fucking boost.
Get the invincibility item to ignore damage from spikes. Get the invincibility item to ignore damage from spikes.
That was a weird one. Bub, 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 bub. Bub, bub, bub. I don't understand why people think Markiplier is only famous because of Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm sorry, he was one of the biggest channels on YouTube before FNAF came out. I'm sorry. Flow with a whistle go. I thought something else they were going to say something else. Double the doctors, double the tits.
Looks like there's only one ring here. You'll have to take good care of it and avoid taking any damage.
Ugh. Fuck off.
I'll help you jump higher with my Pico Pico hammer. Press the button and call me. You can count on me. Call Amy for help. First jump up, then press the button as you land to jump high using Amy's hammer. Here goes. Sonic! Here goes! Sonic! Here goes! Leave it to me! Sonic! Leave it to me! Here goes! Sonic! Here goes! Leave it to me! Here goes! Leave it to me! Sonic! Leave it to me! Sonic! Leave it to me! Here goes! Leave it to me! Sonic! Here goes!
Tampa, tampa. So I did hear that. that's built up inside of me.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can. Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can. Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
Fuck's sake.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
Fuck you.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can. Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
I press right. I can't boost anyway. Fucking can't.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
Fucking massive subtitles on the line. What the fuck? Over 100. Yeah. Ah.
and change the enemies into rings. change the enemies into rings. Use ring time and change the enemies into rings.
Press R1 instead of fucking triangle.
Use ring time and change the enemies into rings.
Thing again.
Whoever finishes first wins. If you run it, you'll be knocked away. Try to avoid hitting her. If you run it, you'll be knocked away.
Yeah, okay.
I'll handle the treasure hunting. Press the button when you need me.
Team up with Knuckles to find buried metals. Knuckles will dig up the ground and find
Leave
them
it
for
to
you.
me. Sonic! Here goes! Sonic! Here goes! Sonic! Here goes! I got this! Sonic! I got this! Here goes!
Fuck off.
Team up with Knuckles to find buried metals. Knuckles will dig
Leave
up
it
the
to me.
ground and find them for you.
Here goes! I got this! Sonic! I got this! Sonic! I got this! Sonic! I got this! Here goes!
Fuck, why did that happen?
Here goes. I got this.
Banana. My god. Aquí.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
cunt of a bitch.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
What the? I hate that fucking thing. I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to jump and you fucking do that.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
Freaking did it. get it. And for a 555 that I'm sex.
Find the challenge. Get to the goal. There's one. I found one. There's one. I see one. I see one. I see one. There's one. There's one. I found one. There's one. I see one.
Oh, I was meant to get it myself? I don't know that.
Bye-bye. I see one. I found one. I found one. There's one. There's one. There's one. Bye-bye. I found one.
Fuck.
There's one.
There we go.
Watch out! Sprinklers drop bombs on you!
Ellie.
Yeah.
He's on suck because I don't know when they're gonna do
Sprinklers
the
are
fucking
scattering
thing.
rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
That's fucked. You didn't let me do the second one.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
Again, he just comes out of nowhere.
Sprinklers are scattering rings everywhere. Chase after them and collect as many rings as you can.
Why is it not getting it? The fuck? I don't understand why that happens. All I'm doing is pressing jump. Do the final layer I do tonight. actually didn't know that was gonna happen.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You've gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
Fuck you.
That see-through devil of you is your doppelganger, Sonic! You've gotta reach the goal before the doppelganger does!
What's going on? Why is it rotating? That's fucking bizarre. final thing we're doing tonight.
Think you can find me? Ninja arts, camouflage. I must focus. I must focus. Ninja arts, camouflage. How dare you!
I couldn't jump.
Ninja arts, camouflage. How dare you! Ninja arts, camouflage. Ninja arts, camouflage. You got me. Ninja arts, camouflage. You got me.
No trophies tonight. But we did some. We conquered 3 of the worlds. Charge drive. And we do it again, then we do the red rings, then after that, the final thing. And then we'll do the same thing with Shadow. And the game will be done. That's the 30th anniversary. I was like, imagine if it was like OG, like games just for free. That'd be insane. Oh, so I need to do all this stuff. All these collectibles. That'd be very, very annoying. All parts. Huh? So I don't think it'll be done this week. I think it'll be done the end of next week, if anything. The reason, like, my brain doesn't really comprehend that we did Order 1886, like, almost right before Destroy All Humans. Like, my brain doesn't comprehend that. But the reason why my brain can't comprehend that is because we spent so long playing Prey. 120 hours is insane. Like, if the game was $120, $1 per hour is insanely good value. But like a game like maybe Sonic Colors, if that was like fucking $80, no. $1 per hour is no way. Because people always think that, oh, the amount of money I spent for a game reflects how big it is. No. It really isn't. I wanna test something right now. It'd be funny. But I really wanna test something. And I also wanna hop off now because I wanna watch Sonic. Like, I could go till 2, sure, but I don't want to. Just probably get these challenges are quite boring. But then again, the next game we're going to be playing is Black Myth Wukong. And after that, Cyberpunk. So 2 big games back to back. So it's good that I'm doing relatively easy stuff. But I want to test this. I want to test. I actually did not expect that this video would do pretty decently for me. Like, it's nearing 100 views. It's pretty fucking sick. Because the most viewed video recently is the Welcome to the Internet vocal cover, which is, to be honest, is pretty shit. What's copyright?
What is up, guys? My name is Lewis. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play on this channel of the monumental game from my childhood, Deadpool. This game flew under the radar, even though a bunch of YouTubers I know played it when it first was released on the PS3. I pre-ordered this game for $69. This will be a 69th plat as well, so that's pretty funny. But we're not playing the PS3 version, if you can hear from the audio. We're playing the PS4 version. It's very rare to have multiple copies of this game, because this is a very rare game. Because the year this game was released on PS4 was the year it got delisted and recalled. So I'm glad I found a copy of this game to play, and I'm excited. I haven't played this game since I played it back when I first played it in 2014, 2013. Before Ryan Reynolds was officially casted to do Deadpool for his Deadpool film. And a lot of people try to play this game because of that film. However, without further ado, let's get into this game. And always, be sure to fucking subscribe and all that. And also, if you want to watch this video, no commentary whatsoever, you can. Link to description's always there. But without further ado, let's play. Let's hear Nolan North. Let's hear the voices. Let's hear Cable. Let's see the stuff. I don't know how long this video's going to be because I need to make dinner, but let us get into it now. Also, I have a mic, so I don't know how loud I will be when I'm recording, but it shall be fun. Deadpool. PS4. This is a version I haven't played. I haven't seen many people play, and for some reason, this game has no updates. It's version 1.00. There may be bugs, there may be glitches, I don't know. I don't remember the PS3 one having any updates. And the thing is, if we are having fun with this game when we get to play on stream, I'll probably do the PS3 one. The PS3 one in I don't know how many years. Months. Yeah, we're here. Look at him. Look at Deadpool. Look at the Deadpool man. I remember this iconic pose because apparently, I don't know, I don't remember, but I think it goes straight into gameplay after you press options. But yeah, let's do it. Deadpool. A lot of people's first introductions to Deadpool. Okay. Alright. Let us play the campaign. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1. Let's play Home Sweet Home. Veteran, ultraviolence, genetically. This is normal. However, that is hard. So let's do veteran. If I'm having a little bit of trouble, I'll go back down to easy. But I need to play the game on the bigger, higher difficulty. Oh, this game's a little bit though.
It's Logan. Got your message. And for the last time, no, you cannot take our Blackbird out for a joyride. Stop calling about it.
Yeah, it's done. But,
Hey, Deadpool, it's Domino. So I...
really try.
It was copyright claim for a song that was released officially after the game was released. It's kind of bullshit.
I can't feel anything.
It's your hypermetabolism. What does this guy even look like?
Hold on. Okay. This is him.
Yeah, see, that's something I would never think of.
Little help, please. Did you sneak a peek at my goods?
I'm late. Accomplish ordinary tasks. Trying nothing. I passed out again?
Total metabolic failure brought on by acute hypoglycemia.
I'm not eating enough. So an IV back and I'm good to go.
Try 40.
Guess you were thirsty.
I've done a few calculations. You need to consume an amount equal to roughly 850 tacos.
guys? My name is Wilson. Welcome to a brand new game on this channel. Today we are playing a game I've been wanting to play for quite a bit, and I bought in late 2021 alongside the other ones, but it is the 2008 movie tie-in game of Iron Man. I think...
No one can't deny that my thumbnails are pretty fucking good. You know, I'm happy that I kind of mastered the art of like gaming thumbnails. Sure, majorly inspired by Jacksepticeye, but my thumbnails are magnifique. I tell you, magnifique. Guess what? Spider-Man. It'd be funny to have like a VR headset for like a Spider-Man experience be a Spider-Man mask. No, so like people see you, it would feel kind of real. You know, imagine the screen's right here. That'd actually be insane. I want to check this. It may or may not work. I can't see. It's like I'm blind, you know? Everything's so blurry.
This episode is brought to you by Raycon.
Initiating moisture.
Well, so apparently season 3 of Invincible is coming out in February. What? Season 2 came out this year. What do you mean it's coming out next year? That's actually insane. Here's something I think about that I don't think many other people think about is when I'm watching a movie, I think about the next night, me watching the next movie. And it's always this cycle. We're like, that's so weird. It's such a weird feeling that I'm gonna, like, yesterday I watched Sonic, and today I'm watching Sonic 2. You know, like when I was watching the Aliens, when I got up to Alien Resurrection, I was like, I can't believe it's done already. And like it's weird because like one movie a day is still over 300 movies in a fucking year, you know? And I've slowed down watching a brand new movie every single night, because that was pushing me. I really fucking wanted to, just sit still and like do what I wanted to do without pushing my brain. Anyways, let's watch this.
When the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog dropped, it was love at first sight for me. I was expecting a beautifully entertaining disaster on the same level of the greats, something like Food Fight. And then they announced that they were going to completely redesign Sonic due to the backlash, and then they actually made a competent looking Sonic, which is what we have in the movie today. And I will say, that single decision in the redesign saved the movie. The movie's actually pretty good, but if you think about the version 1.0, and
That's also the thing. Since it's been 4 years since that all happened, when we think of Sonic, we don't think of the ugly Sonic. You know, it was a meme back then, and now no one thinks about it. Legitimately, no one thinks about it. When you rewatch the movie, like, oh, there was no ugly Sonic. People still believe that it was a marketing ploy, but
swear to God, they need to release the fucking 1.0. I will pay for another ticket just to go see it in its original form. Because the original Sonic, for those that don't remember, looked like a sex offender in a fursuit. And when you watch this movie and just picture that original abomination sitting there talking to the characters, interacting, making the jokes it does, my God, the movie falls apart. It more than falls apart, honestly. That's an understatement. It would be annihilated, pissed, and shit on. If they kept that original design in this movie with some of these scenes, it would look like a porn parody instead of a family-friendly Sonic movie. So hats off to Moving Picture Company, the animation studio behind Sonic's redesign. They actually saved the entire franchise. This probably would have been the final nail in Sonic's coffin in the public eye. And it saved Sega the most embarrassing disaster since the Sega Genesis. So they should really be sucking Moving Picture Company's dick or their ass or something, but they can't because Moving Picture Company has closed its doors because animation studios, visual effects artists, they don't get paid what they deserve, so the entire studio had to close, which means the Sonic redesign is their swan song. That's a whole different can of worms, but hats off to the people behind the redesign. It actually saved the movie. Like I said, the movie's pretty good. It's not bad, it's generic, and it's very clearly for kids, and it does really well in that area, I imagine. Kids loved it. People in the theater with their kids, they were having a great time. And it's not bad, it doesn't hurt to sit through, it's not like a painful experience, but it very clearly is aimed at a younger demographic. Sonic flosses twice, and it's not just quick flosses, he does like a whole flossing routine. They make it clear who their target audience is. There are a couple of little humdingers that they throw in there that are actually kind of clever jokes, and I think Jim Carrey is extremely strong in the movie, but overall, all the humor, all the comedy, and all the pacing is really meant for a younger audience, which, that's no big deal. It's a Sonic movie, you kind of expect that. Not saying Sonic fans can't be adults. I know you're out there jerking off the Sonic hentai and shit, I get it. That shit's been around since the invention of the internet. I'm very familiar. I'm saying this movie in particular is geared for a younger audience, so you might not find prime masturbatory material in this one. There are some really cool moments in the movie, though, I'd say, and especially when it comes to their fighting. It's not exactly fighting. Don't go in there expecting some, like, you know, Raid or Ip Man style choreography or anything like that, but when it comes to their fights, I like what they do with Sonic's speed and to give you a sense of just how fast he is. They do, and this isn't a spoiler, they do what they did in X-Men to show Quicksilver, where time stands still and they interact with the world in slow motion while they're still going fast, and they change things around, and then all speeds up at once, and you get to see this chaos that unfolds. That's Sonic's signature move, and it really looks cool on screen. I'm kind of a sucker for that shit, because I think it's just really nice to look at, and I really think it's creative. So I do respect that, and I like the way they did the action. And the chemistry between Sonic and the main character, Tom, well, he's not really the main character. They share equal screen time. When one's on screen, the other's on screen, fucking fisting each other and shit. Knuckling each other, not actually fisting. Again, it's not that kind of Sonic movie. They're together a lot, and Tom and him have great on-screen chemistry. Not that I think Sonic is real, like they hired the real Sonic as the actor, but the dialogue between them is cute, is what I'm saying. There's really nothing wrong with the movie. There's nothing great about the movie. I think it's pretty forgettable unless you were a real hard Sonic fan, which I know a lot of people are. I think it does the character justice. And really, this is probably the best they could have done with opening a Sonic the Hedgehog universe. I think it was well done. They had an origin. They had, you know, the introduction to these characters, beloved ones such as Robotnik and Sonic. It's just, I think they did everything they needed to do, and they did it well enough. really surprising because I expected this to be a lot worse than it was. Even setting aside how awful the original design looked, and when I say awful, I mean beautifully awful. If you haven't seen the original Sonic the Hedgehog design that they released with this, do yourself a favor. Imagine like your creepy uncle in one of those mascots outside of a used game store, twirling a sign and, you know, having a fucking heat exhaustion. That's the kind of costuming and the kind of character that they had in the original Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what the fuck went on with that CGI, but Christ, it was beautifully awful. But setting that aside, I still expected the movie to be bad, because that's how they envisioned Sonic, and it looked like shit. Well, how else did they envision the story and, you know, everything else along with it, not just the design? I thought it was all going to be super misguided and shitty, but it wasn't. It was fine. Plugging Sonic the Hedgehog into the moist meter, giving this bad boy a crisp 60%. Again, pretty good movie. I don't think it was anything more than generically good. It didn't have anything impressive to offer or anything in that regard, but I do think Sonic fans and just younger audience members are probably going to really enjoy the movie, and I think that's what it was really aiming to do, so it accomplished its goal. You already know what time it is. It's time to give you something to jerk off about. We're talking about Raycons again, baby, the wireless earphones of the future.
No one talks about Raycons anymore.
Alright, baby, let's see what Peter Parker's packing in that pecker today. I should be able to dispense some street justice. Oh, so I can capoeira them. What the fuck am I looking at? I'm like a...
When a review has a lot of views, it's with two things. People like the creator, or they really like the movie, or they really hate the movie. You know, so there's no in between. I'm gonna see if you did a Gladiator one. Gladiator 2 is pretty forgettable.
Okay. What the hell do we do now?
How do we get him to come down?
Oscar beat.
My name is Gluteus Maximus.
The lambs just wouldn't shut up.
I'm having an old friend over to my house for a light supper.
I'm your #2 fan.
They gave me an Oscar I couldn't refuse, but I did.
Cuckoo!
Why such silliness?
Those aren't the freaking lines, guys.
Cut us some slack.
We are characters, not actors.
Leave this to me, guys. I've had experience blowing large balls. Just gotta find a long crack with a hole at the end I can shoot into.
I just want to make clear, I wasn't around during his formative years. Okay.
So we just got out of the theater from watching Gladiator 2, and I went in both like skeptical of, is it just going to be too much of a rehash, and likewise excited because I wanted to see more Gladiator action. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Go in expecting a solid follow-up. It's got plenty of gnarly, wild, crazy action. The first half of it is kind of like a rehash of the first movie in a sense, and the back half kind of cuts its own path and feels like more of a continuation of the themes and ideas of what they were doing do it in the first movie. I really had a good time with it. You can't expect it to be as good as the original one.
Doesn't quite live up to the first one. Definitely not short on the action. I think it had even more gore and action, which I like. I thought that part was great. Some of the politics and stuff like that. Good, fun storyline. Thought some of the acting was really good. Definitely still an enjoyable experience.
Go in expecting fun gladiator movie. You'll be pleasantly surprised. If you go in expecting the first movie, you'll come in like, oh, that was good, but kind of disappointed. So just go in with the right expectations. So we just got into the
Yeah. I like Gladiator 2, but Gladiator 1 is just that good of a movie.
All right.
All right, let's watch it. Because I watched
In
this movie
Paris, 2 tips of a mustache hang sadly, for the artist's great work was going so badly. But thankfully, his muse had a Red Bull to lend, and the artist's great torture met the finest end.
No, that's a lie.
We're for
2 weeks ago
messy
tomorrow
eaters
night,
and
I
those
would
who
have watched
savor
Gladiator.
every bite. But right now,
Kind
we're
of
for
glad I
Ollie,
watched it
who's
Gladiator 1 a
saving on
week
dinner
before
and a
Gladiator
movie
2.
with his sweetheart. Join my NRMA Rewards, a world of road travel and rewards.
In the creatively bankrupt industry that is Hollywood, there is 2 go-to methods, 2 tried and true strategies that studios will employ when they need some quick cash grabs. The first, and most common thanks to Disney, is live-action remakes of beloved animated films. And now we're seeing this scourge leak elsewhere with How to Train Your Dragon now getting a live-action remake. Like, How to Train Your Dragon doesn't even have the courtesy of being a reimagining of the animation that it's based on. It seems to be a one-for-one, shot-for-shot remake, but with some live-action actors and CGI. So it's still animation in a lot of places, just a different kind. Why even fucking bother? I know why studios do it, because people, for some reason, just pull money out their ass to go see it, but I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm not going to keep ranting here. Maybe I'll save that for another video. The other strategy Hollywood likes to employ when they're in desperate need of quick cash is making an unnecessary sequel to a beloved film a decade or 2 decades ago, which is what Gladiator 2 is. From the time the first trailer dropped, I didn't have a whole lot of hope for this film because why the fuck are you making a Gladiator 2 sequel 24 years later? The first Gladiator was an incredible film that was a complete package that doesn't really have any need for a sequel. And most of the time when studios try this, where they make this sequel so many years later, they're trash, absolute dog shit. And the trailer didn't like sell me on this being great or anything, but people did. When the reviews started coming out and my chat was talking about Gladiator 2, they were all saying that it's like really solid and they did a super good job. So I decided to go see it today, you know, smoke 'em if you got 'em. So I burnt rubber getting to the theater to plop my ass in a front row seat, unfortunately, because that was the only seats available for the matinee I went to this afternoon. So I sat there with some neck pain staring up at the screen like a baby bird waiting to be fed. And overall, I thought the film was solid. I was entertained for the most part. But I still believe this was just a pretty unnecessary sequel that just served to be a quick infusion of cash to the studio because everyone knows Gladiator 1, so it was guaranteed to get a lot of peepers on it. In a lot of ways, Gladiator 2 just kind of retells similar story beats from Gladiator 1, but does it worse. It's like a diet version of some of Gladiator 1's best hits. A lot of the story beats that were done really well in the first movie get a great value Fortnite skin in this movie. And that's a little harsh because it's not like they're horrible, like they don't fall flat, you know, it's not like a complete fucking blunder, but it's just hard to watch this and not compare it to the first one with how much better it was in those aspects because it does have very similar story beats. Now, it's not a one-to-one carbon copy or anything, like Gladiator 2 does introduce a lot of new things, and some of them are good, some of them are not. I'll go ahead and start with the things I liked. Visually, I think the film is strong. I think the visuals slap for the most part. I know a lot of people pointed out like inaccuracies with the time period, like the dogs or something aren't time period accurate. I could wipe my ass with that. I don't really give a fuck. That didn't like take me out of it. It didn't break my immersion. I think for the most part, they committed to going over the top Rome, and they did a good job with that. I think they delivered on it. The action was pretty crisp. It was pretty brutal, visceral. Like, I do think they succeeded there. And I do think the main character, Lucius, was very good, especially considering the big shoes to fill with Maximus from the first film. I think it's a great performance here that unfortunately gets buried by some really odd writing decisions. Like, I can't even call it like dumpster tier because it's not like fucking atrocious, but just some really confusing things that only serve to weaken Lucius narratively. To explain what I mean, I'll go ahead and give you like the bare bones birthday suit, the skeleton outline of the plot. Lucius is the son of Maximus. His mother sends him away to keep him safe after the death of Maximus. Years later, the general of the Roman army leads a charge against the place where Lucius is at. Lucius eventually gets taken as a slave and bought by Denzel Washington's character as a gladiator to fight for the amusement of the emperors in Rome. Now, when the general took control of the area Lucius was at, he directly ordered one of the archers to be killed. That archer was the wife of Lucius. So this makes him hate the general. He already had a deep hatred of Rome, and now he is a gladiator there. Super straightforward, and he carries this for 90% of the film until all of a sudden he doesn't. So you spend the whole film with him hating Rome like bitterly, and rightfully so with everything he's been through. And then there's a moment where the general gets a little more fleshed out. The general and him square off, and it's what he wanted. He just wants to kill the general for what happened to his wife, and he hates Rome. He even tried to kill one of the emperors. The emperors are brothers, so there's two. He shot a crossbow at them. It missed, but like he also doesn't like anything about Rome, doesn't like the general. The general then reveals to him like a little bit more information, and then they immediately like share kind of a heart-to-heart, and Lucius now all of a sudden, you know, loves and appreciates the general, and now is willing to die for Rome. Now all of a sudden he's willing to just stake everything for the glory of Rome, to realize the dream that his grandfather had of Rome. And all of it happens like that. It's not a gradual build-up or anything. Also, when he reconnects with his mother after, you know, winning a couple bouts in the arena, after like the iconic sand thing that he emulates, he connects with his mother, but he literally screams at her, says like, that boy that you sent away is dead. He yells at her, get the fuck out. Like, he hates his mother. Actual like temper tantrum, it's not a phase mom type energy. And then only like 5 scenes later, he loves his mother and wants to do everything he can to save her. And all of these are like logical places for him to have eventually gotten to, but it happens so quick, like so abruptly, that it feels like he just impulsively like latches onto something and is more than willing to just let it go, like instantly. It makes sense narratively how he gets there, but it just happens too quickly in the movie. They don't build up to it. It just kind of happens. And I do think that there is writing around the character that just doesn't work. Like, Lucius and the actor do a really good job of making him badass. He is a capable fighter, he's a good leader, and it's not like there's anything in there that just feels like an ass pull moment. I do think all of it feels earned and sensible. It just happens so quickly, and there's times where the writing just kind of betrays it. Like, this is probably a big spoiler warning, but in the time where the general is no longer around, Lucius tries to command that army by just sending a ring saying, hey, I'm Lucius. And no one's ever met him, by the way. No one even knew he was alive. He wasn't using the name Lucius throughout the film or anything. No one even knows who the fuck this is, but he delivers the general's ring to the army that the general commands, and somehow the army just decides, okay, we're going to follow this mysterious guy who had this ring. Like, that's a bit of a leap. And it's not necessarily like Lucius or the actor's fault. Like, that's just kind of silly writing, in my opinion. Like, it's cool visually to see, but there had to be another way of...
No, it's because everyone was theorizing that Lucius, since he was sent away, that Lucius was not just the Queen's son, but Maximus's son. So everyone was like thinking that the boy that got sent away is the son of this man. And now that Maximus became king, the Queen is now the Queen. She's the head. She's going to get overthrown. So people are going to try to get the son of Maximus, the son of the Queen. And when people find out that, because the twins rose to power is because they took power from the queen. Because the army always listened to Maximus, so I would theorize that decades later, the army would still want to follow Maximus's word. So that's why it automatically goes to the sun, and that fits narratively. I understand where Critter was coming from, but from a narrative standpoint, it makes sense. You know?
Getting to that point. Like, it just feels like where it gets is cool, but it gets there in ways that I don't think work super well. But anyway, I think for the most part, like, the film is solid, but there are two characters I think are just terrible, and it's the emperors. I thought the brother emperors were just awful. It was just like so over the top and in your face that it just became annoying, and it like reminded you that this is a movie every time they're on screen, because it felt like you were watching Thespian Troupe Drama Club monologues where they just go so big and so silly with it. Like, for example, I really like Joseph Quinn. He is one of the brother emperors here, and I just do not think it fit at all. So, like, I'm trying not to spoil too many things here, but this is probably not a spoiler. Like, in the scene during one of the battles, in the iconic, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down type shit, well, he's like channeling the gods, and he actually does this. I'm not shitting you. And he does that for a while before like bringing it down into one of these. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's not, especially when you compare it to how great the villain was in Gladiator 1. To have the two brother emperors come here and do that kind of performance is just, it's laughable. And it's not supposed to be. Like, I know they're supposed to be kind of incompetent with the way the movie portrays them. And the other brother that's not Joseph Quinn, I don't even know their characters' names, by the way. I actually cannot remember. They were just pretty annoying. But Joseph Quinn's brother, the other emperor, I'm pretty sure every scene he is in, he is screaming. Like, he is yelling in pretty much every scene he's in, or he's like doing cartoonish laughs like, violence, war, let them eat war, let them eat war. And it's just so dumb. Like, I just don't think it fit at all. I can recognize that was the goal of the characters, to be pretty unserious and silly and not take them too seriously, because there is a bigger villain behind the scenes, not getting into spoilers, but come on. There had to be some kind of middle ground to reach, because right now I just think those two characters kill this film's momentum pretty often and take wind out of its sails, because you'll have like a good scene that happens and then an emperor will come through. Remarkable, remarkable, glorious, absolutely magnificent, good sir, I must have your name. What is your name? Give me your name. Every scene they are in, they are the worst part of the scene. They are evil for the sake of evil. They don't even have any real motivation at all. They are so one-dimensional. Like, they don't have, like, they're not characters, they're caricatures.
Yeah, because they're just trying to be Joaquin Phoenix's character. He wanted the games purely out of spite, you know, because his father wanted Maximus to be the new leader, and they wanted it to be a republic and not have an emperor, but a senate and democracy and all that. But then the son didn't want that. And the Gladiator 2 shouldn't exist. It's a movie that shouldn't exist because the first movie ended perfectly. And like, oh, the Rome was gonna turn into what it is now. You know? Like basically wherever else in the world is like, you can go there, dude. You can like thrive, become successful, or not, and that's your choice. But then, like, there's no reason as to why these guys rose to power. Sure, in history they did, but it doesn't make sense.
I feel like that's so underwhelming. They didn't have to be. I feel like there was definitely something cool they could have done with them, but they just abandoned it, because there is a lot of characters here. Like, it is a movie that has a lot of characters that you're supposed to care about or root for or root against. So maybe it just fell to the back burner and they just didn't bother. The other characters I do think around them are good. Lucilla, while not having a major role or anything, when she's there, she is doing a good job of pushing things forward. So she made the decision of sending Lucius away. She regrets it. She wants to fix things for the future. Her son's back in the fold, and she wants to, deliver the Rome that was the grandfather's dream and do her best to help Lucius. Pedro Pascal plays General Acacius, and I think he does a really decent job. Although I don't think he was given a whole ton to do, unfortunately. Like, I thought he was going to be a much bigger character in this movie, but he's kind of not. But he does a good job of balancing, like, the guy who knows the emperors are assholes, that they're not feeding people, and he wants, like, kind of the best for Rome, but he also still has a duty to them. Like, I do think he does a good job with it. Even though it's not, like, amazing, it's still pretty decent. And then Denzel Washington's character, Macrinus, sometimes is great, and then other times is just not good. Like, the character will come up with these great plans, and then all of a sudden decide, you know what, I think I'm just going to engage in fisticuffs here against someone that is clearly one of the best fighters Rome has ever seen. I'll go ahead and fight him, even though I have not been a fighter this entire movie. So you're, like, scratching your head like, what? Why would you do that? Like, your whole thing is, like, plans and being 2 steps ahead, and now you're just going to fight a guy you have no chance against. What the fuck is, like, what? So, like, sometimes Macrinus is great, and other times he's making decisions like that. And he is a character that pushes everything forward by making Lucius a gladiator. And he is a character that's slowly gathering power behind the scenes. He's crafting these elaborate plans. He's scheming. He's manipulating. Like, he just is a cunning individual who is clearly working towards some big goals. And it's cool, but I also feel like that character just gets lucky almost entirely. Like, there's a whole monologue he has about being chosen by the gods, and that's, like, super accurate. He was chosen by the writers just to have, like, this plot armor where things just kind of work out magically for him. Like, things that he couldn't possibly have known or had any control over. Things just kind of fell into place exactly how they needed to for his plans to work. Like, I think Denzel Washington's a great actor, and I do think this character is a strong character, but there are times where I'm like, okay, really? This is a big spoiler warning, but the way that he gets Lucius to fight the general, which is the promise they made in the beginning where Lucius would, do his best for Macrinus as long as Macrinus delivers the general's head, the way that he eventually puts those chess pieces on the board was entirely by accident. Truly by just happenstance. Because the general was working on a plot behind the scenes that one of the people at the facility just happened to overhear, relay to one of the guys that happens to be indebted to Macrinus, who just happens to be, like, really easy to squeeze information out of. So he hears it, and then it's like, oh, okay, I'll just go ahead and turn him in. And that's kind of how it happens. But if that plan was never in place, like if the general was never doing that plan, which Macrinus had no idea he ever was, then there would never be a way for him to have ever delivered on that deal of the general and Lucius fighting. But it worked out for him magically. But it is still cool to see it work out for him because, it's a movie. Like, the plans that he creates, they're gonna come to fruition. It's just, I would have liked if his plans were actually because of his, like, brilliant strategy. And some of them are. Like, towards the end, him gaining power, he had a good plan for overall, until eventually his plan was as simple as it gets of just kill, now I'm in charge. Like, that's a pretty simple plan. That's not, like, a galaxy brain scheme. But up until that point, like, when he was gathering power in, like, the shadows and all that, it was pretty smart stuff that he was putting into play. Overall, I didn't regret my time watching the film or anything, but it really is just a movie that was made because the studio execs were like, we need something that'll generate money no matter what. What kind of a beloved property we have in the back burner in the toy box collecting dust? Gladiator? Yeah, let's make a sequel for it. And then they just worked backwards from there. It was never we've got this amazing story we want to tell for Gladiator 2. It's going to be amazing. It was always just, we need a sequel to something beloved. So they did this. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, I suppose, because at least it's enjoyable. A lot of these sequels that come out so many years later are just downright unwatchable. This one is still a fun movie. It's just, it copies a lot of the homework from the first Gladiator, just a little worse. So, I mean, if you just want more Gladiator combat, though, this shit's gonna slap for you, I have no doubt. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, overall, I do agree with everything he said. I love the first one. You know, like, I absolutely loved the first one. Like, it was such a fucking good movie, and I was so happy. Like, every scene in that film was masterful, you know? And, like, setting up Joaquin Phoenix as a bad guy, you could tell he was a bad guy. And that's just... films that can do that in such a way where, like, this person's going to be bad, I just don't know how. It is so cool. But yeah, I do agree that the Emperors were, like, not a big part of the film. They really weren't. Like, the first movie, like, every other scene had the Emperor talk to the Queen or the kid or whatever. But in this one, there's, like, every other scene was, if it wasn't Lucius, it was Denzel's character. Like, every other scene was that. Then maybe Pedro Pascal's here and there. But we barely saw the Emperors. If we saw the Emperors, it was with another character. The Emperors were never alone with each other. They were never alone with maybe the Queen. It was always either just with Denzel or in a massive crowd. And I think that hindered the Emperor's entire thing. Sure, they wanted games, and that's all they wanted, were games. I still don't really understand how the fuck they brought water and sharks there. Like, sure, they know sharks exist, but how did they bring them there? That's what I want to know. Did they somehow put a bunch of seawater into a massive tanker and somehow made multiple sharks dive into it, then rode horses back? That doesn't make sense. Like, that's not how you in a modern day and age, how you were to, like, catch sharks. You get them in a cage. Basically, you just put them in a cage, put it with water, then leave. But that's with, like, these crane mechanics. But cranes weren't a thing in medieval times. Maybe with pulley systems, but pulley systems rely on brute strength, not mechanical strength. Because mechanical strength is the strongest. Like, imagine if a human had mechanical strength. They'd be fucking Superman, you know? But yeah. I like Gladiator 2. To an extent. And it's... I believe that Critical didn't rewatch Gladiator. Recently before the film. Because I'm the only one who picked up on this, from what I've seen, is that the son in the first movie, it says that the Queen had him 12 years ago, and Maximus said, my son was also born 12 years ago. Meaning that it would have been at least a year of Maximus not being a part of Rome, or less, a little bit less, for that to happen, for them to have a kid and make him grow outside and him come back, whatever. When in that time can Maximus get together with that queen? Because that queen had a partner who died in battle, and way before that was with Maximus. So I don't know how the fuck Lucius was Maximus' son. It doesn't actually explain how. That makes sense, because we're led to believe in the first movie they're not related at all. Yeah, in the second movie, it's a major plot point. that's what makes the sequel fall for me, because it doesn't make sense. How is he Maximus's son? It's because they told us he was. Like, they're gonna pluck off a random kid off the street and say that's the Queen's daughter. I'm like, where was that kid beforehand? You know, like you need to set up certain stuff. You can't just say things. You need to set it up. Like in the first movie, they should have like had a smaller plot point where like, the kid like starts to be like, he kind of talks like me, you know, and like the mother is like slowly reveals that Maximus is actually the father. That would be cool, but like he didn't do that. We're led to believe that they're not related and he has his own family and she's a different family, and they grew to love each other throughout the film. Unless they somehow fucked that night and there was a kid after there, but then that doesn't make sense because the kid from the first movie. I'm sorry, this hurts my head. Anyways, I'm gonna be watching Sonic 2 now. Pretty excited because I got to see Knuckles and Tails. I don't remember if James Marsden played a prominent role in this movie. I mean, he was, but maybe not as much as the first one. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully we finish the challenges tomorrow. We did 4 tonight. We got 5, I think we can do tomorrow. Is it 5 or less? I don't know. We'll find it out. Then we need to continue the red rings, and basically we'll be done the first game. But then I have to collect all Chow. I just remember that. I don't think we needed to do that for the OG game, but yeah, I'll see you later.